Hi, the show is going to start in 30 seconds, I promise. Just here to say, SCTRT is free to everyone, no charge ever. If it were up to me, there'd be no such thing as money. There are much better ways to organize the collective. But until that time, we still need to turn on the lights and run the equipment, So, please contribute whatever amount you can to make this show possible. Just go to the website, charlesbursell.com, and click on the link. Thanks. Hi, I'm Charles Bursell. This is Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. Work and jobs. You probably have a job. Most of us have a job, or at least one or two. The whole idea of work is what we're going to talk about today. And the case I'm going to make is that the idea of work has been turned on its head. It's upside down. I'm no anthropologist. I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to be. But here's the way I see it. You tell me where I'm right, where I'm wrong. You help me think about this. Back in the day, as far back as we can imagine, work was something you did to stay alive. You hunted and gathered, and you built a shelter, and you fashioned some clothes, and you raised your kids. And everything you did, all the work, was for your benefit and for the benefit of your family, and then maybe your extended family or your tribe or whatever, however that evolved. So I think that's how all the positive connotations of work got into our heads, because there are many great things you can say about work. It's satisfying. It feels good when you're accomplishing something and when you're providing for yourself. So whatever kind of system evolved, the system of work, the system served the needs of the people. And the positive idea of work got into our bones as a positive thing. But over time, all of a sudden, there's a power component that comes into this. Kings and peasants and owners and laborers. And now all of a sudden, there's all this negative stuff that comes in, and work becomes drudgery. There's a Gallup poll that came out a couple of years ago, said that 70% of Americans are unhappy with their jobs. I thought, well, this can't be right. So I looked up a lot of others, and everyone I found was kind of in that range. 70 was the high range, but all of them were at least 50. So that's the case I'm making today. Our jobs are upside down. We're working for them. It's not working for us. We've all basically become wage slaves, and I got lots more to say about this as the half hour continues. As always, I welcome your calls.
Ronald, I don't know why you're complaining to me, okay? We've talked about this day in and day out. Your job is just something you do to pay the bills. I don't know why you expect to find fulfillment from it.
But, honey, I'm not fulfilled with you, obviously.
Well,
I'm not fulfilled with our daughter, obviously. So the one thing that I have left is my work at the marker factory.
I know, and I know me and Stephanie, we've let you down in some weird warped view of how you think we're supposed to be in this world. We're not meeting your standards.
Look, I bring home markers. Stephanie opens the caps and lets them sit out, and they dry out. And sometimes that's how I feel.
Honey, if you bring home 40 markers every day, I
You're
don't know.
supposed to use them
It's not a big deal if Stephanie
to
lets
color and to create.
It's a science experiment. I'm just seeing how long it takes the green to dry out compared to the rest of the colors, because it always seems to last longer.
Stephanie, there are other things to do with markers. Look what I drew on my lunch break today. Honey,
Okay.
show it to Stephanie.
Here it is, Stephanie. It's a family portrait.
Oh,
You and me have
you-
bags over our heads.
And you're in a river.
Do you see this, Dr. Schultz? Do you see why I make us come to family
Dr.
therapy?
Schultz.
You crack me up. Excuse me, I'm crying. You crack me up. I love this family. I'm so glad you chose me as your therapist. Excuse me. This drawing is wonderful.
Thank you. At least Dr. Schultz appreciates it.
I do. I love you guys.
Stephanie's
You guys are
just-
great. Tell me another one. Go on.
All right, well, I don't know why the hell we're paying you $200 an hour to just laugh at our lives.
Tell him about the suicide, sweetheart. The attempted suicide.
Oh, the
Suicide.
attempted suicide. This will
Yeah.
leave you heeing and hawing. Dr. Schultz came home, gave these idiots a bunch of markers. And you know what Stephanie did with them? Stephanie, tell Dr. Schultz what you did
I
with them.
made this 30-foot chandelier.
30-foot chandelier,
Really?
Dr.
It was
Schultz.
really-
Plastic markers.
If I may interject, it was really quite beautiful.
It
I
was
just
quite
used my-
beautiful for a
I just used my
chandelier.
blowtorch,
Oh.
and the markers just melted.
You
Sorry.
let a
Here it
5-year-old child operate a blowtorch? Whoa, that is marvelous. It's as big as my desk. Look how the light scintillates through the mesh of the markers. That's
I
See,
couldn't
Dr.
put it
Schultz?
better myself.
We're not all bad, okay?
get back-
No, I think you're great. I love you guys.
To get back to the point of
Oh,
the
right,
story,
right, the story.
I didn't want my markers to be used as
Oh,
a
this
chandelier.
part.
So I jumped off the second story and tried to hang myself while Stephanie was playing with her lunch meat.
Daddy's
She
a
doesn't know how to
ham.
do anything with things.
Daddy's
so
a
great.
big ham.
Oh, I didn't know you had a background in theater.
I did before I got into marketing or marketing, as we call it. Well, you know what? This family therapy is clearly going nowhere. I'm going to go give it another shot at the chandelier. Take a hike,
All right.
Dr. Schultz.
Hey, there's a vacancy in your family. Do you need anybody?
Oh, can you be Papa?
Yes.
All the same to me.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. Charles Bursell here, talking about work today, work and jobs. And it's my contention that the whole equation has been turned upside down. Our work no longer serves us. We serve the work. It damages us. It's kind of like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, right? I mean, that's the great allegory. You create this thing, this great creation. And that's what it is, the whole system of work and pay and paid work and free work and all of that. It's not natural. It doesn't just bubble up out of nowhere. It was created by us. We created this system. We created this monster. And now it's coming back to get us.
Igor, come in here. It's waking up.
Oh, doctor, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Igor. Look at that sharply pressed suit. A nice tie. I tell you what, Igor, we are going to take over the banking industry with this man.
I love his wing-dipped leather shoes.
Thank you. I must say you did a splendid job of polishing them.
Thank you.
All right, stand up.
All right, monster, your name is Henry
Henry.
Jones.
Henry Jones. And Monster. Oh, sorry, Henry. You are going to be a big part of the banking industry. Say it with me now.
Henry Jones.
You are going to be the new CEO of Goldman Sachs.
Gold.
That's basically right.
All right, here, Henry. Open your left hand. Now take this briefcase. And we're gonna walk out. All right. Let's take him to his first interview of the day. Hello, we're here to interview for the position of CEO of the banking industry.
Hello.
Uh,
Sir, can you please tell me your qualifications?
Gold.
Exactly.
He shoots for the gold, and that's why he'd be great for this position.
Exactly. Hired.
That was easy.
Well, here's the allegory of Frankenstein. Maybe another one is better. As I was kind of describing the way the work world evolved, Charles Dickens, a great example of someone who chronicled all the problems of, worker safety and wage slavery and child labor and all that. And it took until the 1930s and FDR and the New Deal to sort of bring us back to some order. While we're on the subject of movies and books, I mean, there's some great ones I really recommend. Go back and watch Metropolis, the Fritz Lang classic, or the best of all, Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times, where what I'm talking about is portrayed so beautifully on the screen, how we become, Charlie Chaplin literally becomes part of the machine. He's going in and out of the great gears and the cogs and all of that. So that's the point I'm making today, that we've become part of this horrible thing. I want to read a quote to you guys. I'm going to read a quote. It's not too long. And I want you to listen to this, and I want your reaction. Quote, "We must do away with the absolutely specious notion that everybody has to earn a living. It is a fact today that 1 in 10,000 of us can make a technological breakthrough capable of supporting all the rest. We keep inventing jobs because of this false idea that everybody has to be employed at some kind of drudgery. Because, according to Malthusian Darwinian theory," I had to look this up, Robert Malthus was a British scholar. We all know who Darwin was. Because, according to Malthusian Darwinian theory, he must justify his right to exist. We have to have a job to justify our right to exist. The true business of people should be to go back to school, think about whatever it was they were thinking about before somebody came along and told them they had to earn a living. Now, I think that's very much on point. It was written in 1970, so it's even more true today. Written in 1970 by Buckminster Fuller. But if it was true then, it's even more true now. With AI and with robotics, most of us literally don't need to work. And so this system that is upside down, we can't New Deal our way out of this one. We just got to really shift this thing. We have a caller, it looks like. Hello?
Hi, Charles Bursell. My name is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Sharon Gold.
Sharon Gold.
And I'm a first grade teacher. And I just wanted to call in and say that I love my job so much, and I feel like I'm molding young minds, and I'm teaching them literacy and basic mathematics.
Absolutely.
And I feel very fulfilled by it, and you're talking about jobs as kind of drudgery and things that we need to do to feed a machine.
Right.
It all sounds very much like that Pink Floyd song about education and the bricks in the wall. And it's just... Oh, God, I hate that song. It reminds me of my childhood at the roller rink. It's just like so dark. But I just really love my job, and I wanted to put my 2 cents in because you're making it sound like all work is hard, and my kids are just great. Every year they're different personalities, different needs, and I love it.
I don't know what to tell you, Sharon. You're the salt of the earth. You're what it's all about. We love you. We love what you do. I'm so happy that you do that. There are some jobs that AI and robotics will never replace, and you've got one of them. And I think it's fantastic.
I'm not to say that I was fishing for compliments. I
mean, you're going to get them.
I'm not meaning to do that. You make working sound so negative. And, my sister's a nurse, and she loves it, too. And it's just...
Another good example.
Yeah, we just love our jobs. Oh,
right.
Sorry, Marita, you want to go on the phone, too?
Oh, we got somebody else there?
My sister, she just wants to talk to you. She's a nurse.
Marita?
Yeah, Marita.
Marita the nurse. Hi.
Yes.
A teacher and a nurse in the same siblings. That's cool.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, you're on the air.
Yes. I am a nurse, and I hate it. I hate it. I know Sharon.
Marita, give me the...
Sharon. I know Sharon loves her job because she makes so much money every year.
Marita, what are you saying?
Sharon, shut up. I'm telling the man about my nursing job. Sharon cleans up young minds. I clean up piles of shit.
Marita, give me the phone back.
So maybe a robot could do your job. Marita, are you still there? Marita? Hi, is this Marita?
No, this is Sharon again.
Hi,
Marita,
Sharon.
she's going through a tough time. Her husband just...
She needs a cleaning robot. Is what she needs. We're working on that. I think
I'm just
Marita.
gonna go now, Charles. There's a kind of...
I think
you can hear the crisis.
Okay.
It's a crisis.
I think Marita, tell her Tesla's working on the shit-eating robot. Don't worry. We'll take care of you, Marita. Don't worry. We got you covered. Looks like we got another line lighting up here. Hi, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi. My name is Oliver.
Oliver. Yes,
Please-
hello.
Please, Charles. I want some more.
You want some more? Do you want more gruel?
We don't need no education.
So we got a Dickensian sort of classic rock thing happening here.
We don't need them for control.
All right, exactly
No,
right.
no dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers, leave your kids alone. I want porridge. Please, sir. Can I have some porridge?
Oliver, what did we tell you about listening to that music?
It is mind control.
All right, Oliver. Now, you're going to have to go back into the desensitization closet if you keep spewing that kind of nonsense to the other
classroom.
classmates.
You mean the classroom?
No, the closet off of the classroom with the darkness and the heat.
And the boils?
Mm-hmm.
And the boils, Oliver. Do you want the boils, Oliver?
Yes, sir, very much, sir.
No, that was that. Well, now I'm flustered. I wasn't expecting that answer at all.
All right, in the closet.
In the closet you go, Oliver.
Look. That boy there. He's reading.
What are you reading, boy, over there?
Oh, it's a book about dancing.
Now, what did we tell you about reading that filth? Tell him.
A book about dancing only leads to prancing. and
Only
prancing
dancing
isn't good for the soul.
soul. That's what we've always said. A
Yeah.
book about dancing only leads to prancing, and prancing isn't good for the soul. Now, both of you, into the hell closet. A
Yeah.
book about dancing only leads to prancing, and prancing isn't good for the soul.
And the education system just reinforces this idea that we all have to have a job. You got to train kids to become part of this workforce. And it's something we don't even question. We talked about kind of the right versus left, the free market versus the FDR kind of re-regulation and the rise of the unions and all of that kind of saved capitalism. But it doesn't really matter right or left. We all share this same ridiculous notion that we all have to have jobs, that it all has to work this way. It's like we're hostages to an idea, and we've all got Stockholm Syndrome. That's my thought anyway. We have Stockholm Syndrome when it comes to the whole notion of jobs holding us hostage. Caller, hi.
Hey, how's it going, Charles?
Good, how are you?
Look, you're spouting all these words: Malthusian,
Malthusian,
Faltrusian, Stockholm Syndrome.
You know what Stockholm
Syndrome.
Syndrome is. Should I explain what Stockholm Syndrome is?
Well, if
that's
you're
where
gonna
that's where the hostage sympathizes, empathizes, takes the side of their captor.
Look, sympathizes, empathizes, dinosaur, trinosaur. What I'm saying is that I've hammered for 36 years. And if you're telling me I'm drudging through that,
So you enjoy your work.
I hammer day in, day
Good
out.
for you. Now, you're only going to have that job probably for another, 6 months to 3 years
And why is that?
because it's going to be automated. You know that, right? Hammering is something that technology can do for you.
Well,
for us.
let me tell you
What are you
something,
going to do?
Charles.
What are you going to do then?
Well, I'm going to build that robot. Somebody got to build a robot.
That's right. Somebody got to build a robot. Of course, other machines will do the actual building. We'll need people to design the robots. Well, machines will do that too.
You're painting yourself into a corner, Charles Bursell.
But Sharon, who's teaching the first graders, and myself, who's hosting a podcast, we're the only ones left working. There's going to be no job for you, is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you this for your own good. I know it's hard to hear.
Well, now what the hell am I supposed to do with that? What do you recommend? You say I'm not going to have a job? Give me the next step.
Oh, boy. Okay, give you the next step.
Ha-ho, hee-ha. What are you, the Lumineers?
Yeah.
Now get out of here with your negative talk.
Oh, hey, ho. That's pretty good. He did. He put me on the spot. I do have to come up with some ideas here because I am saving the world out there.
Input, enter, hammer, begin. Fix machine that hammers and chews.
Dear Hammer Machine, I know we were not built to feel, but I like looking at you when you hammer. Your behind makes my front get robotically excited.
Dear machine number 2, I will most carefully hammer you to the floor if entered.
Let us get down and dirty right now. Let us hope that the boss robot does not walk in on us going in and out, in and out.
Job accepted.
What do you think, honey? Is this doing it for you like it's doing it for me?
This film is pretty good. Let's turn it up.
Okay, turn it up.
I have spilled all of my oil into your crevices of your robotic testicular unit.
I love when she shouts alert.
I do too, and I like the fluids.
I love that you warned me.
Activated. Higher levels activated.
Input, output.
My higher levels are activated.
Robot number 1, do you ever feel that we are being watched by a lesser being?
Robot 2, misunderstood communication.
Then let us put all the drivel aside and just go at it again, robot style. Da 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 da.
Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. Charles Bursell here. We're talking about work and jobs, and I guess also you can't talk about that without talking about the future. I gave you this great sort of extended Buckminster Fuller quote, and he was writing in 1970 about how technology is making it so that we really don't, at least most of us, certainly some of us have to work, but the vast majority of us don't even have to work. And I've said from the beginning, we're only doing this because we've got this system kind of turned upside down where we're serving the system. And unless you're a firefighter or a teacher or a doctor, nurse, or someone who really is serving and doing something that fulfills them and makes them happy and they feel is a service to others, I cited the Gallup number of 70% of Americans who are unhappy with their work. This whole right to exist, wow. Do we have this in our heads, that we don't feel like we're worthy? We don't even have a right to exist unless we have a job?
You're not worthy, Charles. You work for no one, so that means you are no one, Charles.
You're less than human.
End it all, Charles. Charles. Oh, sir.
Get the role.
Charles. Pinko. Work for someone. Why do you have a podcast that's so silly? Silly podcast. Silly Charles. Why don't you?
When is it necessary? Maybe that's where it
Get
came
out
from.
of your
It came from the fact that it used to be necessary for us to have jobs. We didn't. Maybe we don't have to have them now, but we used to really have to have them. Now that we don't have to have them, this part of our mind is just torturing us. But what are we going to do? We're going to keep making buggy whips? We don't need buggy whips anymore. Caller, hi.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Thanks
sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
I just get excited.
Well, I'm really glad you called. I really needed you at this point. I needed you to bring me back.
You needed a break.
I did. I needed you.
And I'll
that
tell you what
phone to
you
ring.
need, Charles.
What do I need?
You need your very own old-fashioned, one-of-a-kind, leather, handmade in the USA buggy whip.
Yeah. I need a buggy whip, like I need.
Like
coal.
a hole in your head.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
2 steps ahead
So,
of you. Listen.
do you sell buggy whips?
Oh, I do sell
All
buggy
right.
whips.
How's
and
business these days here in the 21st
business
century?
is buggity booming and a whippity and a whapping. I'll
All
tell
right.
you what, Charles, you just said that nobody needs buggy whips anymore, but I beg to differ.
Okay.
Here's our #1 customer with his #1 review.
Oh, hi. Okay. Hi.
I think these buggy whips are number 1.
All right. Okay. So what do you use your buggy whip for? Do you actually whip buggies?
Children.
Oh, Lord Almighty. Okay.
I
thought
don't
this was
actually
coming.
have a buggy. I just string up the children to my car.
All right. So you found an alternate use, kind of a retro,
Right.
conceptual art kind of thing.
Well,
or
art?
No.
Dad, look, I was watching the commercials for the buggy whip, and I just want to say I don't think you're using it right.
So I'm supposed to hold the thick end? That doesn't make any sense. What's this? This strap goes around my wrist, right?
Well, no. Rachel told me that you're supposed to whip buggies, and not us kids.
Yeah,
Come
like
on, that doesn't make any sense.
Horses, Dad. You're supposed to whip horses.
Well, buggies are horses. What's supposed to be whipped here?
Or at least a car. You see these welts?
Well, yeah, that's what happens, I suppose.
Making my eyes well.
Oh, now she's crying, so I'm
Not
crying.
again. Ah, this makes me cry.
Why?
I try my hardest to raise you.
Dad.
How do you like it? How do you like being buggy whipped? How do you like being buggy whipped, Dad? How do you like being buggy whipped, Dad?
You know that licorice whip isn't actually. Put that. Excuse me.
I'm too small to hold the actual buggy whip.
Dad's getting
Well,
wet.
maybe it's time we put you children to the real school of buggy whippage.
No, I don't
All right.
I'd
like
rather
this,
go to
Karen.
work. Can I go to work?
Can't we just go to regular school like all of our neighbors?
I want to work in the factory.
There's too many questions. Too many questions. I don't know how
You
to answer
shouldn't
all
have
these.
had us.
Everybody line up. Whippage time.
I just want to go back to this Buckminster Fuller quote one last time. The true business of people should be to go back to school and think about whatever it was they were thinking about before somebody came along and told them they had to earn a living. Truer now more than ever, there just seriously aren't enough jobs for us to do. So in just the final few seconds of the program, I want you to let's all just close our eyes and think about what that would mean to us if we just went back to school and thought about whatever it was we were thinking before somebody told us we had to earn a living.
Ryan, I'm glad you came by to see me. I was just thinking about how, like, air pressure works and
Okay.
trying to devise a system to harness that energy. So.
Did it work?
Oh, I don't know. I was just thinking about it.
Oh.
I was just thinking about it.
Right. Well, I was thinking of this new formula of cement. It turns into metal when it dries.
Oh my God, I love when you come by because you just stimulate my brain, and now I'm like, how can I incorporate that into my
Right.
wind energy?
Oh, guys,
We have
hey,
to stop.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just heard that you guys were talking about thinking, which
Yeah.
I don't
We were thinking
hear
about and talking
a
about
lot
thinking
anymore.
yeah.
So before I came to school, I was just thinking about what if I just picked up my guitar?
That's brilliant.
And carry it around.
I just carried it around and played.
Yeah.
You know,
Brilliant.
just shared the love.
Oh.
So you brought it with you today, I see.
I'm bringing it, carrying it everywhere. Here, let me introduce you to my friend.
Hi.
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 We're talking about thinking and talking about thinking.
Oh, you know what? I've always wanted to be the tooth fairy.
You totally could.
Do it. Hey, I've got a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we mash all of our ideas up into one great idea? You'll be the Tooth Fairy.
Okay.
I'll play you the Tooth Fairy theme song.
We can use the wind to get you into people's houses.
Yeah.
And I'll replace the teeth with cemental cement.
Cemental Cement. Cemental Cement.
Cemental Cement.
Hi-ho, the dairy-o, Cemental Cement. You guys are great.
There it is, Stream of Consciousness Talk Radio Theater. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't fall prey to Stockholm Syndrome. Work and jobs are two very different things. Work is great. Jobs, for the most part, suck. That's my take on things. Hey, the SCTRT players, Krista Jarzinski, Anja Not Anja Seeger, The Scrouse, and Jonathan Wachala. Music by Peter Donalds. Listen to the show again or recommend to a friend on any of your favorite apps or platforms, including Apple Podcasts, iTunes, all of that. Just search Charles Bursell Presents, and boom, there you'll be. Or go to our website, charlesbursell.com. You'll find all the links and all the shows right there. And of course, Facebook, Twitter, you know how all that works. Thanks for listening. See ya. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please consider becoming a listener member. You get nothing for it, no bonus material, no tote bag, no coffee mug, just the satisfaction of helping to keep a good thing going, especially for those listeners who maybe can't afford to contribute. Underwriters are also welcome. That is, if you're cool, you don't pollute or screw anybody. Go to the website, charlesbursell.com, and click on the appropriate link. Thanks.